Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay. It's another afternoon of real conversations regarding family life, well being, and faith. Join me for the rest of the 30 minutes that we're going to just sit down and talk about unproductivity. This is the continuation of our episode the other day. So, sa mga taong napaka-productive but having struggles that they want to be unproductive sometimes, or how do you move out for from being overly productive to the point that it's affecting your health and well-being. This session is for you. So when you hear unproductivity, I think we've discussed this last Tuesday. If you're here with me, friends, can you just share with me what are your thoughts about being unproductive? Pwede ba? For those of you who are already here, can you share with me what are your thoughts in being unproductive? Were you ever unproductive? Because I believe we need to tweak on how we look at it, especially now that we are still transversing the pandemic. Ayan. So let's see the people who are here, and I would like to wait for your answers. Okay, so let's continue with our discussion. The other day, I talked with you about unproductivity, that we all have issues of being productive to unproductive, unproductive to productive. Noreen is saying, pag walang na-check sa things and to-do list. JA, simula nung pandemic, doktora, parang lalo akong nauupos sa gawain. Yeah, I think that we can be at the same boat sometimes. If we are result oriented, goal driven, or achiever, actually, we seem to think na parang wala akong nagawa. And that feeling, I mentioned that the other day, being productive is affected by different things. Pwede siyang makaapekto, pwede siyang maapektuhan because of our emotional state. Another, it's because of possible burnout. The other one, uncertainty of the pandemic. Ang daming nangyayaring ibang bagay pero feeling natin walang nangyayari sa loob. So there's a lot of uncertainty that we are dealing with. And the thing is, we need to realize that it's also affecting how we do things, how we work. So Agnes here is saying being unproductive means not achieving a task towards achieving your personal and career goals. Yes, that is true. But it's affecting, yeah, as I said, it's affect some things affect our productivity. Emotional state, burnout. That's really one of the signs, burnout. Another, uncertainty of the pandemic, the goals and the timeline, di ba? Parang, okay, I would like to finish it by this time. Kailangan this month, ito yung ma-accomplish ko. So we all have that. The home reality, our productivity is actually affected by all the distractions and maybe the realities. Huwag na natin sabing distraction para hindi negatibo. The realities that we have to deal with at home. They're part of our home life now. The problems that we have now, it's actually very different to how it was in the pre-pandemic. Do you agree with me? So, and also, one thing that's affecting how we work now, it's actually sickness and productivity. And I would like to ask you, if you feel that you are unproductive, what could be the possible reason? Were you able to identify? Were you able to look at it? Why are you so unproductive? Are you transversing through a possible time of burnout? Do you have some people told me that it's so hard for them to move on from grief because they lost a loved one. Inaapektuhan yung trabaho. Is that normal? Yes, because grief can affect our total well-being, and that we need to consider that. We need to acknowledge it's just not a one-time thing, especially now grieving, it's so ambivalent, it's so ambiguous, yung parang hindi natin makita because of the different dynamics of loss in this COVID situation. So, what could be affecting our unproductivity? Work overload due to understaffing. I would like to invite Agnes with what she's saying. What could be affecting your unproductivity? Work overload. But could it be? Let me know if I'm wrong, or let me know if it's possible, if it's likely that your sense of being productive, it's finishing all the workload that you have. because that's the traditional mindset. And because you were saying that being productive means accomplishing everything. So pag dinagdagan, and if you have 6 tasks to do, pag dinagdagan yan ng 4, so naging 10 ang trabaho mo sa loob ng isang araw, and then you did not finish everything, it's likely that you feel unproductive. But we fail to look at we have accomplished 5 out of 10 tasks that we have. Isn't that productivity? But it's just that you did not finish everything. Um, well, that could be true, Michelle. I know you're very good at that, task management. But another thing of looking at it, I'm not going to bore you with the details of task management, project management, management. You can Google those articles and the hacks that what you can do to be productive. But I would like to focus on unproductivity because I would like to invite you to that mindset that there are ways, patterns, practices that we have been doing in terms of being productive in the pre-pandemic that is not applicable right now. Hindi lahat ng ginagawa natin ngayon applicable. So before, maybe we've been calculated and programmed na um, I know pag ganito yung workload ko, kaya ko. I know na that every season, for example, the September season, dito nagpipeak yung load of work and then I can manage that because, I've been there, done that. But look at it this way. Because of the other aspects of our lives affected by many other things in this pandemic situation, the external realities, the COVID realities, the health concern, the death and loss in the family, somebody in the family getting sick, it's actually affecting how we work. Can you consider that? And if you are still work from home, it could be also, at kung yung trabaho mo, it is dealing with all other external variables, the load of work may look like the same, but the circumstances is different. So we need to invite ourselves to look at our productivity in a pandemic edition, pandemic mindset. I'm not saying na mamapandemya yung trabaho natin, but we need to look into and admit that, hey, the realities of the pandemic is so different and I should be able to consider this season that it might be different. So the mindset of productivity that we used to embrace, personal, I'm not saying that it's about workplace productivity. The mindset and the standards that we have set for ourselves, we need to reconsider that. Why do we need to reconsider? Because we need to operate on a new way of thinking to consider other areas of our lives, our home life, relationships, and more importantly, our health, physical and mental health, and our total well being. Can you relate with what I'm saying? And I would like to ask you, if you are to revisit what you see about your productivity, how would you rate your being productive now from then? At a rate of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. For those friends who are watching right now, can you rate yourself? 5 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Rate your pandemic productivity. Okay? So if you are operating on the mindset and the strategies that's making you unproductive, your assessment, your objective assessment of your productivity can actually cause more stress. So somebody's here saying 3. So I feel unproductive. And isn't it the more that you think that I'm productive, I'm less effective, I'm not doing enough, the more that it can cause stress, severe stress, and it may have caused anxiety. Hindi ka pa nakakakota, pa-end na yung year, hindi mo pa nasasara yung deals mo the way that happened before. So even though those are the comparisons, and whether you like it or not, because of that mindset, the possible pre-pandemic mindset that you have, that you still apply now, baka yan din yung magkakos ng burnout. So, hindi nyo ba napansin? It's like chicken and egg. Ano ang nauna, productivity or other circumstances? The other circumstances can affect your productivity and your sense and objective and mindset about being productive can affect also your well-being. Can you gauge what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm saying here? So look at that. And if you have this feeling that I'm so unproductive, wala akong magawa, can actually cause also mental health problems. It can cause anxiety, it can cause severe loneliness, and it can make you fall into depression. Bakit? Because you feel less. You feel I cannot do anything. I am no longer effective the way I was effective before. But look at it, were you ever kind to yourself? So, many people are already experiencing sickness also because of the load of work. Pinipil ito. I just have to be blunt with it, friends. I hope it's okay with you. Pinipilit natin na yung sarili natin nakabox the way we are programmed in the pre-pandemic situation, pinoprograma pa rin natin yung sarili natin na ganun pa rin in this pandemic situation, but we are transversing on a different ground, a different state, and there are so many other factors interplaying. Idagdag mo pa yung task list at idagdag mo pa yung job description. Yung mga bagay na hindi naman natin hinarap dati, kasama yan sa equation. And if you would say that I am becoming less productive, are you kind to yourself when you are unproductive? And when you are becoming unproductive, isn't that's an invitation for you to maybe look at unproductivity in a new light? That's why I'm talking about this topic. I really love talking about this topic. I believe that there are states and there are seasons in our life that unproductivity is needed. In a week, I need to declare unproductive days. What do I mean by that? Like for example, last Tuesday, I have I had coffee break with you. But that Tuesday, I have so many thinking work. I had a meeting. I have to prepare several modules for workplace well-being because I do corporate talks on workplace well-being, so I need to prepare that. And then yesterday, I gave two very important talks. One is for a corporate setup, all the employees of that bank, and another one, it's in partnership with Google and Mommy Mundo, my friends in Mommy Mundo. It's about ensuring online safety. These two talks are really my cup of tea. I need to prepare them. I have to prepare myself. So yesterday, instead of working my ass out in the morning palang, I have to tone down. I gave myself a slow start. I'm not saying I did not move. I gave myself a slow start. Why? Because I was talking until 9:30 in the evening. I started speaking at 4 p.m., started tech at 3 p.m. So I did not push myself so hard during the morning. I just started booting up after lunch. It's delaying. Today, I had another slow start because I was so tired from yesterday. I'm also rebooting because tomorrow I have two back to back talks, and on Saturday I have another one. So you see, work is piling up. And when I speak, hindi lang naman to yung kwentuhan eh. It's really, I prepare my whole heart. And when I speak, my mind and my emotions, all of me are there. Hindi ako I don't want to be boring, and I don't want to shortchange the people that I speak with, including here in Coffee Break. Given that, because I need to be into the work, what I need to realize is that there are days that I tone down, even though I can. The funny thing is sometimes we have that mindset, kaya ko naman. Kaya nga, okay, available pa yung slot, available pa yung date. Pero, what do you have to give up to be able to complete what you need to complete? Are you picking it up? Yes, there's a slot available. There's a slot in my schedule. So there are times that you just need to have a slow start. You have to embrace that I need to be unproductive because it may be, if you have that sense of being unproductive, it might be an indicator that you just need to reboot yourself. And that is the invitation here. And look at that. You can do daily work life in the pandemic by doing well and doing less. As I said, I'm not going to talk about focus, motivation, and management. No. My invitation is that this pandemic situation, if you feel that your mental health and even physical health is already at risk, you do less on some days so you can have more on some days when you are so needed. Are you picking it up? So, hindi ko masasabi kung anong formula yan kasi kanya-kanya tayo ng trabaho. But there are days that you chill it out. I'm not saying that you don't work. I'm just saying that you chill. You still show up. Pero minsan parang, okay, kaya ko na to na I can wing this work. I can do that. But there are days, wait, teka lang ha. Medyo babagalan ko kasi para naman meron akong buwelo. You know what I mean? That is the reason why unproductivity can be a welcome change. When we are already sagad. So let's those words. There are days that we are so stretched and maxed out in our work. Whatever work we have, there are days that we feel we are like that. But the thing is, you have to be aware, when are you maxed out? What kind of work? Is it a meeting? Is it a presentation? Is it a report? Is it a time of month na ito yung deadline mo? At alam mo na maxed out ka, somehow, instead of planning, what else can you do? You plan first, how can you buelo? How can you reboot from that being the sense of being maxed out? Are you with me? Even house chores. You know that this weekend there's so many tasks that you need to do. So on Sundays, would you still do so much wherein you can choose just to relax and raise your feet while you drink a cup of coffee? Isn't it wonderful? So you do less on some days so you can do more on other days. That is not being selfish. That is actually very practical. Come to think of it, friends. Alamin mo kung kailan ka sagad at alamin mo kung paano ka mag-slow down para bumelo. Practical yan. Kung ang kotse nga, kailangan natin, if we are in a long drive, we need to have stops in the gasoline station, not because we will have a wee-wee break, but because we also need to just rest the car. Para may buwelo, di ba? So there you go. If you want to increase your productivity, change your story. I'll repeat that. If you would like to increase your productivity, change your story. Okay, friends, I know you're listening to me, even though that maybe you're working, you're trying to be productive, or you're just here. I would like to ask you, what is the storyline of productivity for you? And what is it that you need to change? Can you share with me? What is that storyline of productivity that you've been programmed that you need to change? As I said, I'll repeat that. If you would like to increase your productivity, change your story. Change your story that you have to support yourself by being unproductive. That's the biggest story. We don't look at unproductivity as nothingness. We need to learn the art of nothingness because that nothingness will bring about new surge of creativity, calmer emotions. 'Di ba? That surge, that ability to pause and to refrain, that unproductivity, that moment of being unproductive, you're allowing yourself to be unproductive, can bring more later on. I just have to tell you that um you have to change your thinking. You have to look at the scripts that you've been programmed. Ano ang naprograma sa'yo sa utak mo? Can you share that with me? What is it that you've been programmed with in terms of productivity? That you are your productivity, that you are the accomplishment that you do for the day. Oh, hi Rose. Being unproductive is productive. Yes, that's what I'm pertaining to. Agnes, you go on regular vacations to pause and relax, but I'll be honest with you, that's not sustainable right now. What if you cannot go on a vacation? I am talking about daily productivity. In a week's time, can we go on a regular vacations to pause and relax? Or can we go on a vacation, maybe inward vacation? Being unproductive means laziness. Yes, that's maybe our wiring. But here, I need you to look at your thinking and then your eternal script. Diba other people will work really hard and have a vacation. But what if the vacation is not available or not readily available? Pero kailangan mo na. Other people actually really, become so productive because they're looking forward to having a long break. But what if we operate that I am productive 4.5 days a week? I work exactly at 8 to 5 or 9 to 6. Pero on Fridays, somehow in the afternoon, I chill a bit. Can that be possible? I will be this a little bit unproductive and I would not schedule major things. Oh, Rose, thank you for this. What works for me now is to know when to stop even for an hour. Yes, kung sagad na kailangan huminto. Lalo na kung pwedeng gawin kinabukasan. True. Joey, hi Joey. I wake up 30 minutes earlier para I have the quiet time. Yung minsan tulala lang. At ang sarap ng ganung moment. Yes, I am like that in the morning. I go to online mass, but there after the online mass, natutulala lang ako. But for me, that tulala, it's not nothing because, we just need to rest the head, especially if there's too much thinking work that we need to do. Joyce, unplugging from time to time is what I'm getting from you now. It may be unplugging, it just may be a chance for yourself to relax. Agnes, that's what I do. I find a way to stop and relax. Yes, that is very good. So look at it, look at this here. As I said earlier, we have to refrain our thinking and we need to look at productivity as a healthy way to reboot ourselves. So here, unproductive to be, we need to be more unproductive to be more, we need to be unproductive to be more productive. 'Di ba? We need to be unproductive to be more productive. In our daily life setting, friends, kailangan nating samahan yan. Maybe not every day because there are days na ang daming demands. Yes, pero make sure that during the week, okay, this time, talagang chill ako ngayong araw na to. I will just show up for a meeting, but other than that, medyo i-relax ko dahil sagad na sagad ako. Friends, we have to be kind to ourselves because nobody would be kind to us. So you have to look at that. So what are the areas that will help us to be more productive? Okay, what are the important facets of our productivity? um, so one, set your work time. Yeah, personally for me, what works for me, I've been doing work from home work for the past years. Actually, ang tagal ko na nag-work from home because I'm doing a more flexible work. And the thing is, I just go to school whenever I teach, and then I go to my talks whenever I have speaking engagement then. But now everything is here. So what works for me, I know when is my best time to think. If I need to think of a program, if I need to do a different outline, if I need to research, I know when my mind works best. If I need to write an article, I know when my mind works best in the morning. So, what I do not also schedule some meetings in the morning. Ayokong guluhin yung umaga. Kasi, andun yung thinking time ko. And if I have talks on, for example, it's a Saturday weekend and I have speaking engagement, I make sure that I will get another half day in the week. For example, today. On Saturday, tomorrow I have two talks. On Saturday, I have one more talk. So, makukuha yung Saturday morning ko. So, ang declaration ko ng half day ko sa trabaho ko, being flexible ngayong hapon. I need to do some errands. I need to do some things for myself. So, yun. So, you see what I mean? So, that's a declaration. After this, I'm off my work. I'm not saying that that's effective, but that's how it works for me. So you check. It will be different for everyone. Pero you check how can you create that. Set your work time. If you are in a flexible work like me, we need to set something that is workable and then something that's applicable so that since I'm work from home, so that I will not drag work until late at night because that's my set time for work and I have set time to somehow be with my kids, be with my husband, and to relax. So that's the first one, set work time. I'm going to share with you 5S. Next S, sleep. Do you know that studies has proven how sleep increases productivity? But honestly, many people in this pandemic situation, it's the opposite that's happening. Since they're at home, wala naman silang gagawin, feeling nila kaya naman nila, I get emails and Viber messages even if it's late at night. And I don't mind, baka for some people that's their most productive time. But if you are overly working to the point of sacrificing sleep, I'm going to tell you, friends, sleep is the best tool for us to boost our immune system. Sleep is the best way to sharpen our memory and focus. So, kung kulang sa tulog, chances are, mas bangag sa trabaho, mas sabog. For me, I am very weak pag napuyat. So, pag ako napuyat siya, isang gabi na mapuyat ako beyond 12 midnight, ang katumbas niyan sa akin 5 araw na pahinga. Gano'n kahina yung katawan ko sa puyat. So I would like you to look into that. The value of sleep at least 7 hours a day will actually help our productivity. So please, friends, if you are the type who still do work late at night, if you're gonna do work late at night, make sure if you're gonna sleep at 10, you lengthen your sleep later on in the morning so that you can have enough time to recharge. That's the critical part. So, sleep, self care. You heard me talking about self care. Yesterday, in the workplace well being that I had, the session is on self care. It's very important now. Do you take time for your exercise? Do you take time for your prayer time? This morning, since I was so tired from yesterday, I don't want to do my yoga, but ayoko mag-yoga pero sinabi ko sa sarili ko, I need to do this because my body needs it. My body needs it. My body needs it. Even though if I don't want to. Because that's self-care. Sleep is actually self-care. Somebody saying, Joyce is asking, what's your advice in getting enough sleep for mommies? Sleep. Sleep. Delegate chores. You don't need to do all the chores. But you need to sleep. But you need to sleep. If hindi nyo kaya ng dire-diretsong 7 hours, I know for mommies of small kids, minsan struggle in sleep, and then sleep when your kids are sleeping because that's very critical. Take small naps in between, but you need to reboot because that's the only way that you can support your system. Your body needs you. You need your body. Your kids need you. So you have to take care of yourself on that aspect. So there you go. So self-care, that's very critical. Self-care, that's taking time for yourself, either whatever that you're doing. And friends, slow down. Slow down. Can I say it with you? Slow down. Unproductivity, it's actually an invitation for you to slow down. Maybe you have done so much and be kind to yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Tap your back. If nobody did, do it for yourself. Because we might be on that mode na hindi ko pa natapos eh. Pero may natapos na, may nangyari na, may production na oh, konti na lang budget ka na. You've done so much today. Leave the worries of tomorrow for tomorrow. And you have to learn to slow down. I realized that slowing down, that it's before we look at slow down as tamad, lazy, lethargic, but slowing down, it's actually an invitation to get to know ourselves, to tune into our emotions, to address our mental health, and to just be able to tell ourselves that you are important and I am taking care of you. That's the magic for me of slowing down. If you would replay the episodes that I had, I think early January, it's about slowing down. Yes, this year I started slow because my mind and my body needs it, and it did wonders. It did wonders. The magic of slowing down. I'm not saying that you don't work. I'm not saying that you negate the people in your workplace, but slowing down, it's actually an internal process na can you reconcile na okay lang muna na ito lang yung production mo? Can you take it if you're not gonna be number one? Can you take it? Can you handle it? Can you reconcile with it that okay, my performance is less than last year, but is it okay with you? If it's gonna be okay with you, but you are saving yourself, you're saving your sanity, hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay. I like sharing that. That's a quote that I did in my book, The Beauty of 40. We can have it all, not just all at the same time. Hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay kasi may bumibigay. 'Di ba? Quotable 'yon. Hindi pwedeng sabay-sabay may bumibigay. So, slowing down and being unproductive can actually help and create that's first set work time, two sleep, three self-care, four slow down, and last strategies for exercise, mindfulness, and good food that nourish. It's still important. Baka sabihin nyo, doc, productivity, bakit kailangan ng pagkain? Some food can actually aggravate your focus. It can make you so hyper, especially if you're drinking too much excessive coffee on and junk food that it's not no longer good for your body. Another thing it's mindfulness, mindful practices. Mindful practices can be a strategy. So if you need to take breaks and just do deep breathing, even though you're at work, and then that's okay. That's okay. In the middle of a meeting, if you think that you're losing focus, going back to your breathing exercises can help also. So you have to think what will work for me? What will work for me? For some, exercise works for them early in the morning, some it's noontime, some it's late in the afternoon, or some it works for them at night. But look for that strategy that will help you. Friends, what I said, it's nothing new to you. Hindi ito, but we just need to look at the mindset that in order to be productive, we need to learn the other facets of our lives that seeming unproductive. Yung parang ang tingin natin dati is torbo. Yung parang tingin natin dati wala akong panahon, ang dami kong load ng work. But I always share that the more stress, the more load that we have in our lives, the more that our protective strategies and supportive strategies to support ourselves should be present. So kung mataas ang stress, dapat mataas din ang tulog. Kung ang daming workload, dapat kumain ng tama. 'Di ba? Hindi dapat nawawala. Kung alam natin na, oh my God, mukhang bibigay na ako at bumababa na ang resistensya ko, tulog ulit. Eat food that nourish. Or start slowing down. Use your sick leave. Not when you're so sick already. Use your sick leave. Sorry to say this. Baka magalit sa akin ng ating mga HR practitioners. But use your sick leave to reboot yourself so that later on you don't need to drag yourself and go to work when you're already too sick. 'Di ba mahal 'yun, mas mahal yung magkasakit ng matagal. So friends, these are very important facets of our productivity that we overlook because we see it as unproductive. So if you feel that you are unproductive, check. Maybe I can do some things differently. Maybe I can do other ways or look at this differently. Maybe if you're unproductive, maybe I can create a hobby. I can do some strategies like I can exercise, I can walk, do something. Okay, I feel unproductive, hindi na ako makaisip ng maayos. I will take this time to slow down. You know, after a while, maybe a day or two, it depends on you. It's easier to do work because we have cleared our heads. We have cleared our emotions. And when we slow down, we're able to connect our body and our spirit. That's the magic of being unproductive. We become unproductive so we can be more productive. We become unproductive because we need to support our well being. When unproductivity happens, it's actually a call for us to take care of our total well being. Because work will always be there, work will always be givens. But if we are already failing to give our all, the call here is to be unproductive so we can be better and we can be more productive. I hope that this coffee break session has helped you, friends. I hope that you can apply it maybe in your home life and especially in your work life. And I hope also that you share this to family and friends. And I hope to see you again next week. And if you would like to share your stars by supporting Coffee Break, you can support me at Coffee Break by sending digital gifts called stars. It's available there at the bottom of your comment section. Magandang araw and I hope to see you again next week here at Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle.